Welcome to Boys, episode 150.
We did it. We made it. 150.
This is the furthest I've ever gotten with the podcast.
Really?
I've only done 2, but...
What was the most 280 did?
We did 104.
Okay.
Which the last 4 were best ofs or rehashes,
Okay.
or we don't want to do this anymore, but we got some shit in the can.
Sure.
We're going to push it out. And yeah, but now we're here, and we have a very, very special show. We're going to get right to that. But first, a bit of advertisement. Boyspodcast.com. It's a hub of all things boys. There you will find links to our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as well as that golden donate button. You know what to do. That's boyspodcast.com.
Boys is available on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube, Spotify for the youngins. Get in there on iTunes. Leave a review. Helps us rise up from the lowly depths to the highest
heights
of holies.
Oh.
Right to the middle.
Right around 999.9. That's where we want to be. And then, like Robbie said, click that golden donate button. It helps us get new cables when shit breaks. Things happen in an electronic...
Podcasting is serious business.
It's very serious business.
It's expensive.
Email us at boysatboyspodcast.com. Shoot us some feedback so we can send you some of these new fucking stickers. Let's do it.
We're just collecting our own stickers at this point.
At this point.
We got to get rid of a few of these jokers.
Yeah.
Thank you to our sponsors, Anthem Brewing. AnthemBrewing.com, maker of high-quality beer to share with your guests. Dylan was kind enough to grab some beers today for the show. And what are we all having here? Josh, I'll start with you.
The Ride or Die, baby. This is the best. This is the best fucking beer, hands down. Ride or Die.
It smells very strong. It smells like weed. I can smell it from here. Oh, that's mine.
That's why I like it. That's your medicine.
It is.
And they gave us something on tap. This is a Gosa?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we have
It's
a
very
growler
good.
of
That's what
Gosa.
I'm drinking. And it's very tasty.
Nice.
They have a bunch of new stuff.
Do we have
now.
our list? We're so unprepared.
I don't. They didn't give... we'll get one for next time.
Next time.
But
we owe you, Anthem.
But drive your jolly ass down to the Anthem tap room. They got some really good beers on tap. They have a very affordable flight selection. You can check them all out for like $1 or $2 or something.
It's a great time.
Yeah.
Good times. Good time for that.
Also, Fat Bison, fatbison.com, maker of high-quality wooden things for your house, for your friends, for your lover, for yourself. I would just buy something for myself.
Yeah.
I'm a bit selfish.
Well,
Got to take care of number one
You should buy
before I get to gift giving.
You should have him make you a little, like a weed tray, man.
For what?
For breaking
weed.
up your weed. man.
Okay, I'll get right on that.
I don't know. Do kids still do that? You still break up weed these days?
I don't think you have to.
Not as much, no.
So it's not 1997 anymore.
Or 1977. No, it's not.
I had a reed tray when I first moved to Oklahoma City. But I don't anymore.
When I was a child, I distinctly remember my dad saying, "Hey, Robbie, little Rob, go get the tray." And it was on top of the refrigerator, and I would get my step stool and then hop up on the kitchen counter and then reach up top above the fridge and get this like plastic. Basically, it was like a drawer organizer, like an office drawer organizer.
Yeah.
And his seeds were there, and his weed was there, and his zigzags. And I was the tray getter.
The tray getter.
Yeah. So get your own tray at fatbison.com. Lastly,
Champion Vintage OKC on Instagram. It's champion_vintage_OKC. She's got some deals, clearing it out for new inventory. So tell her boy sent you. She might shoot you a hell of a deal.
nice. Well, we're going to get right to the show. We have Chris and Meg from the Whatsis Podcast. And without further ado, episode 150. Ladies,
Hello.
hello. Thank you for coming.
Thanks
We really
for having
appreciate
us.
it.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I've been very excited about this. I knew this day would come.
Right.
It has arrived.
Eventually, and now you're here. Thank you so much. So you guys started your own podcast.
We
Yes.
did.
What's this? Where can we find it?
On SoundCloud right now
And Stitcher.
and Stitcher
You just
for the
type,
youngins.
type in Whatsis. Like, I know there's certain like ways to type things in to find it the quickest way, but Whatsis is kind of a unique name, so I think you can find it if you just type it in.
And just to clarify, it's WHATSIS, not
What,
CIS.
sis?
None of that. None of that.
No.
Yeah.
None
What's
of that.
this?
Technically, it's WHAT.SIS, right?
No, it's actually WHATSIS is a word, and it means undefinable by choice.
Okay.
So that's kind of like how we base our.
See, I've been explaining to everybody
Nice.
like, what's this?
Yeah, there you go.
But it's
Like when you're describing
That's
something,
why
like you don't know
I
what something
chose
is.
this.
Yeah.
It's multifunctional for sure. And then what, sis?
What's this?
And
Yeah.
why don't you give me the elevator pitch or the, faithful listener out there? What's the podcast all about?
We get together and we have like a little like intro of sorts. Then we, about the week before, we draw a subject from a little snake charmer
Our
basket.
snake charmer basket.
And it could be anything. Our second episode, it was very lucky. We were fortunate. It was poop.
Nice.
For
Easy.
the number 2
Oh,
episode.
I get it.
That's
Yeah.
what's up.
Oh,
So
man,
basically,
fate.
what she's saying is fate has our back. We basically just kind of like lean on happenstance for.
Nice.
Yeah.
We can talk about really anything
Anything. We make
together.
some notes before we show up and then usually don't touch on any of them.
Sometimes we
And-
talk about nothing that our notes say.
Just at all.
Yeah, we do that too. We have a shared Google Doc, the boys'
Yeah.
list of fun,
Yeah, y'all are professional as
well,
hell.
a little
Well,
bit.
when was the last time you think we talked about anything on there?
Not very often.
been a
It's kind of
while.
the same. You get to rolling and
Yeah.
rapping and
There-
just hanging with your friends, and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
throw the list out
So
the
we
window.
were, is that like how y'all picked the title? Something like a buzzword or like something that was.
It's usually something I say,
Oh my god.
but
No, it's it's usually well.
Josh,
that's
no.
what these are for. Like the last episode, we there's so many that just pop up. You're like, that's a fucking good one. So you write it
Yeah.
down, and then you kind of figure out which one just really pops, and also which one can we find a really funny Google image search
Mm-hmm.
Oh
thing
my
for.
gosh.
So.
We rely also on the Google image search for our image for the cover.
Yes, every time.
Week. We type in so we drew social media last week. So we type in social media and we got like a little like brain exploding. Anyway, but yeah, it's usually just like the one that pops out.
and it might be the hardest thing to do when it comes to the podcast because we sit here week after week, we book the guests, we tape the show, we edit, we get it out there, upload it. When I'm searching for that photo,
Oh, man.
I mean, I'm deep in the Google search too.
What if you find something better?
I know.
And you just never saw it.
We don't know if we ever want to go too far, too deep.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have variables and I'll like text Josh. I'll be like, this A or B, which one? And same with names. Sometimes we say so much funny stuff that it's just really hard to pick.
It's hard
Yeah.
to when the comic genius just flows out of you.
It's really hard to
It's really
contain.
hard. It's like an apple tree of comedic wit, and which one do you grab? They're all so delicious and plump. You know.
Oh, aren't they?
I was like, where's that going?
So what made you guys want to start your show? Like what kind of brought it all out?
Man, so I work at Anchor Down, and it's in those red shipping containers. And
And
she
that
worked
deep
at
juice.
We's the Juice over next door, and we were coming in and talking. We've known each other for a long time, though.
We both did the Hideaway thing, like kick off industry career at Hideaway type
Yeah.
thing.
And then I was
place
like,
to
you know
start.
what?
Yeah.
Fairly common. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just listening to her voice. I was like, you know what? We should
I
start
know.
a podcast.
We basically were like, I would just go in there and visit her, like when I would, because the bathroom is connected to Anchor Down.
Okay.
So just, on my little pee
Proximity.
break,
Yeah.
go pop in,
You
say
were
what's
shitting.
up.
Just
Yeah.
admit it.
Yeah.
I would take
Those
a
are miserable
while
to shit in.
sometimes. Yes. And then we just were like, man, we sound good. Podcasts.
Yeah.
Stalls add a nice
podcast.
natural
Yeah.
reverb to
Yeah.
everything.
Except
So
you talk, I talk.
There's got to be a podcast that's recorded in a public restroom. That's its whole gimmick.
Podcast.
There's so
A
many.
podcast,
Oh, my-
yeah.
is
Oh,
there?
Man, if there's not,
Gotta
let's do
be.
it.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, is that a thing, or did you just come up with that on the spot?
That's a
she's
good-
had it
On
in
the
her
spot.
arsenal because you remember you were like, we're potty starters. We're,
Oh, yeah.
we're potty mouths.
We're
I don't
potty
know.
mouths.
But PODDY.
I'm writing all these down for titles.
Go on.
Titles, right?
Potty starters.
Well, cool. And how many episodes are y'all in at this point? Is it 15, 13?
I think we're 14.
14, right?
We'll
Right in the
record that
middle.
tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you ever have guests, or is it just you two? Keep it concise.
Man, we've had a
Guests or
couple
two?
guests. It is a little bit so the entire time we just like smoke weed, but if I'm like smoking with her, it's like no big deal. Really, I don't know. We stay pretty focused and stuff, but it gets really out of hand sometimes.
Well, it's
Whenever
just,
we have a
like,
guest on
Yeah,
there.
bringing
Okay.
in like another personality is
Yeah.
always going to throw in. It's like when you're making a dish. It's like another seasoning to the pot. You know what I mean?
You don't
So-
want to throw too much allspice in there. It's just going to taste like shit.
Or too
tastes
much
like allspice.
marijuana, or it will also be very strange dish.
Yeah.
But like, well, we had a great time, but we had, I think, what episode was it? Was very seasoned was actually the episode. Speaking
Nice.
of
That's a
seasoned.
good. That's a nice
man.
way of putting it.
Yeah, that
But
was a
no,
good one.
but our friend Allie came on and we just got like really stoned and forgot.
Listen,
Sounds like there's a long lost bird.
Is it a
it
bird?
does sound like a bird.
I'm deaf in my right ear, so I can't hear anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm
Is
deaf
it my
in
nose?
I don't know. I'm hearing some.
It's
That's what I
it's
thought. I
definitely
was.
not your nose.
I'm a little stuffed up, so I thought maybe I was wheezing. But if you listen real close, it's birds.
It's birds.
It's kind of pleasant.
I know exactly
Your
what
microphone
it
is
You-
picking up those birds real
Is
well.
it the beer?
Is it the beer making? You are a fucking
Oh my
genius, my
God.
friend.
redeemed yourself.
Snaps.
Don't save
This
the day.
just in.
Yeah,
Wow, it totally sounded like birds.
It
It's
did.
it's an anthem growler of.
it's growling.
It's a
It
growler.
was.
I think that
Did
means
they-
it's time to taste that puppy.
I guess so. Yeah, let's
Whip
crack
it
this-
out.
Let's rip. Excuse me.
Rip
man,
it
whip
out.
this out.
So
Pop
is
it
this a
in.
goza brewed with
So-
birds?
So
The just ground beak.
The souls of birds.
So like you were just
like
talking
the
about,
river of sticks.
you know, it can get a little wild, just the two of you. I mean, if you go back and listen to some of the early episodes of Boys, we went a little deep with some medicine.
The spices, yes.
And it showed on some of those episodes, but sometimes those are the funnest episodes.
Oh, they're,
you know?
Yeah.
they're hilarious. I think like right before we had gotten started on the very seasoned episode, we had heard something on NPR or whatever, and they were like, "Attention, there are cracks in the highest ranks," and we just could not get off of how funny cracks in the highest ranks is because
The
like
seasoning
you're-
helps.
it
Yeah,
really, really
it really
helps.
does.
Oh man. But like your crack, I don't know. In the highest ranks. I'm sorry, this
Butts
is all
and
going to
poops,
be potty.
always funny.
It's okay. But you're right at home here.
Thank you.
So Josh had a little something happen the other day. There's a lot of excitement going around recently about the return of Game of Thrones. Final season
So-
8, I
I
believe.
wish I had watched it so that I may comment on
get-
it. But I
you
guess
get to
spoiler
watching
alerts are bad.
I think this is a whole room of people who haven't seen it.
I loved
I've
it, and I
seen-
have seen it.
Some.
Really?
you saw that you did?
I've
I
read.
watched it
I've read them. I have
last
not
night.
seen it.
Here's
2
the,
nights ago.
I have seen, so they announced, you know, the news, you see the commercials. My wife and I watch like movies on HBO and shit. So it'll be a commercial for the Game of Thrones season 8 or whatever. And my wife was like, "Have you even seen an episode?" I'm like, "I think I've seen the same episode like 5 times, but
Yeah.
I've never seen the opening. I've never seen the ending credits. I've been over at Robbie's and they're watching an episode, or I've been at another buddy's house and it's the same episode, but from the 3 pieces of episodes that I've seen, I managed to piece together, I don't know if you guys saw my wife's Instagram, happened to piece together pretty much the plot of the show. I think I got it.
That's a major feat.
There's a
So-
guy who got his hand cut off. There's a bunch of families that hate each other. There's a brother and sister that fuck each other.
Yeah.
What else? It's a Game of Thrones, guys.
Wait, are you guys saying that like none of you are subscribed, or that you are the only one that are unsubscribed, Josh?
From what?
It's from Game of Thrones. Like you,
I have no really reference for it whatsoever.
but y'all watch it.
I've seen up through season 6. I fell off at season 7. And then it was one of those things where it's like, fuck, I'm just way too behind now. So I need to watch. But it's kind of like picking up that old video game. It's like, I want to start from the beginning again. I don't
Yeah.
know where I'm at. I don't
Yeah.
remember
It's a
what's
lot of
going on.
pressure.
And it's a lot of characters. It's just a lot
a
of
thick
things.
plot.
Yeah.
so many.
I watched the first season and like 2 episodes into season 2, but I've read all of the books.
Ooh.
I
And
tried.
It is different.
Yes.
Obviously,
Oh,
it is
yeah.
different.
You should probably cock your glasses at that point. When
Yeah.
You say that.
I've read all the books.
Yeah.
I bought the first
fucking
book.
nerds.
That's me with Harry Potter. I'm like, you don't know Harry Potter until you've touched the books
Yeah.
and the like little spin-off books that she wrote along with that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The Harry Potter thing I can get behind because she wrote it for kids, and each book, what's the word I'm looking for?
Matured.
Matures with the reader. So
I straight up grew up,
Yeah.
with them, so that was special.
Out of all the years in the universe to have been born, isn't it magical that you got to grow up with Harry Potter?
Yeah,
My girlfriend is a huge Potterhead.
Yeah,
And she has a Harry Potter tattoo.
Yes.
As does Dylan.
Yep.
What do you got there?
Deathly Hallows.
I've
Harry
cut
Potter's
the Deathly
dick.
Hollows, but
Harry Potter's stick. It looks like
yeah.
his wand is actually made out of the same material.
Mine, the elder one is darker than the rest of it. My little brother, his what is it? The resurrection stone is darker. My other little brother's the cloak is darker, and then my
I love
mom's
that.
is all blacked out.
Very cute.
And
Oh,
Yes.
cool!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question, ladies.
Yes. Answers.
Potterheads. Are you a Potterhead?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
If I can be into it and I can talk about it with people, I will.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. Was Harry Potter circumcised? Yes or no?
Oh, God.
Hopefully not.
I wouldn't assume.
I like it cheesy. I'm curious because like, is it based on where you grow up? Is it based on your upbringing?
So if
a little bit of both.
is he like from Europe? I mean, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's
no.
a very American
He's from
thing.
Gryffindor.
He's
Okay.
British.
It's a
It's a
Gryffindor.
very, yeah.
Gryffindor. Steven Dorff. Is he related to Steven Dorff?
Yeah.
Or Dorff goes fishing?
Is he cut or uncut? Is what I need to know.
I would say no.
Harry Potter.
They don't call
is
it a
uncut.
Harry Potter for nothing.
I'm trying to make a wand joke and it's just not.
I would say he's
Yeah,
uncut.
something. I think there's a
Uncut.
joke
Yeah.
simmering.
So he got the old aardvark, the old carrot.
The character
All right.
Harry Potter is uncut. Daniel Radcliffe, I think, is cut.
I've seen his penis.
Is
oh, yeah, no. So I haven't. Is it cut
You've seen Daniel Radcliffe's penis?
I don't remember.
from Equus?
I was
There's a movie,
too
right?
busy
it?
looking at the scar.
If it didn't like, yeah, is there a scar?
He wears that all the time.
He has like a lightning shaped scar on his dick from where he cut it off.
He's a method actor, you know, so you got to get it in there.
Imagine his penis with like little spectacles on and a lightning bolt right on the crown.
Dude, I
And the scarf.
guarantee you that someone has done that. Like that's their sex thing. Like there's a potty podcast.
Oh,
Someone has put
most
glasses and a
certainly.
fake scar on the top of their dick, and that's how
Oh,
they role
yeah.
play with their lady or gentleman.
Man, and with the glory of the internet, you can find it.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the Harry Potter fanfic?
No,
No.
No.
Okay.
I don't think I've gotten that
I
deep.
knew.
How deep
Of
into
course,
Harry
it
Potter
exists,
are you?
but I'm not well versed.
I know a lady who lives, I'm not going to name any names, but she lives here.
Bring it on.
And I might have sex with her a few times a month. She reads this shit. And
Wait,
she
is this like sexual? Okay, go on.
Yep.
Is
Isn't most
question
fanfic-
is he who shall not be named the penis in all of it?
He kind of looks like a penis.
He does. He doesn't even have a nose.
Just straight up, he does look
He's
like a
very
penis.
flat.
Yeah.
Uncut.
Not a
Just
great
like,
penis, but a penis.
What's
Yeah.
his name? Snape? Who is it?
Voldemort.
Voldemort.
Snape would be.
That's Harry. That's that guy, right?
Yes.
Snape? Okay.
Harry
Yeah.
Tom Riddle.
Harry
I went
Potter.
to Edinburgh last year and got to see the grave, and like that's where she spent a lot of time like writing the book in the coffee shop there. So like Diagon Alley is inspired from one of the alleyways there, and then there's an
That's right.
actual guy that is named Tom Riddle, but like now he just gets a bunch of like Harry Potter fans visiting his grave.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love
Nice.
it.
Do they leave things for him?
No, I think they keep it clean.
They don't
but
stick their gum to his headstone like
Yeah.
Jim
No.
Morrison or whatever?
Yeah,
They
who
just
knows?
throw dead snakes on his grave and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, there's got to be Death Eaters out there worshiping.
And he
somewhere.
rises from the grave and he goes, I'm tired of these motherfucking snakes on my motherfucking grave. Right? Oh my gosh.
Wasn't Sam Jackson supposed to play Tom Riddle? I thought.
He was actually the
Shut
original
up.
cast for Harry Potter.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shut up.
he'll be in anything.
It's true. So back to Game of Thrones. So
GOT.
Oh,
what
man.
do you do? What do you do? So I saw this. I pointed this out to Josh. I saw an Instagram post story that was, it's always a really good photo when it's somebody taking a picture of their television screen.
Why haven't we mastered that?
I don't know. Why haven't they come up with where it
It's
just
so
shoots
tempting.
a perfect photo to your phone?
The two
You
technologies
can't
never
cast
can meet
back.
ever.
It's a one-way street.
It's a one way.
At this point, your remote, right,
Mhm.
should have a screen cap option.
Yes.
Yes.
And
And
it syncs it to your
everyone's-
Dropbox.
Yeah. Done
Easy.
deal.
It's
What are
gonna
we doing?
happen.
It should have already happened.
We've invented so many things on this show, and that might be at the top of the list.
That's
But
Time.
there's always
TBT.
things that
Be
slip through
taken
the
too
cracks.
far.
I feel like that they're like, oh shit, they like that, they want it. We have to put it on the next update, and then they're
Yeah.
like, $10,000, please.
True.
Yeah.
You know,
But people would take it too far too fast.
So I
Then they
saw-
would just be like, "Oh, I watched this episode. Here it is."
Yeah.
Oh, the entire thing.
The entire
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck that. That's piracy.
thing. Well,
No.
What's the line?
You limit it. So
Yeah.
it's like Instagram. Instagram used to just be pictures. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
get in
they
trouble
started
when I
slowly
get too
incorporating
singy.
video. So it can only be a screen grab. That's all. That's the TM. Only
All right.
screen grab. I'm a grandpa and I use Roku, and I have a Roku app on my phone that I use as my. You laughing at me?
You're poor.
No, I don't give a shit. But there should be, it's on my phone. There should be a thing. You pull up Roku and it just go screen grab
Yeah.
this. And it drops it from my thing.
Yeah.
Like an Apple TV.
I agree.
You know, just right to your phone.
It'd be nice. So I'm browsing Instagram. I'm getting my gram on, scrolling, liking, commenting. You know the drill. And I see
Deep
a picture
in it.
of a TV with the Game of Thrones logo on it, and it said, "OMG ... Game of Thrones is life. LYFE."
oh, that's hip.
Wait, who put it up?
I can't. It's she who shall not be
Oh,
named.
okay. So it's at least it's not HBO.
It's
no,
monogamous.
no,
Okay.
that would be even worse.
Oh,
When-
would it? Maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, if
We've gone far.
if Wendy's is like making Game of Thrones
Oh.
jokes on their Twitter,
Yeah.
it's
Man.
real cringe.
You haven't noticed that a lot of fast food
All of
restaurants are trying to be real fucking witty and comical with their Twitter and Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, did
Oh,
you see
yes.
what fucking Oreo did?
No.
Okay. So
All of us, like millennials, are getting hired to these companies. I'm one of them. I work for a real estate company now.
Are you the social media?
Yeah.
Oh
Nice.
shit.
You know, and I don't like pop off doing anything clever, but you know, I understand.
Yeah.
Have you
You know,
ever used
and
like the clapback emojis? Like, we will sell a property.
I have with like I ran Weeze the Juice social media, and I could have fun on there. But yeah, no, I mean, I can imagine that like people get
Dude.
interesting with
What?
it.
Yeah. What happened with
Young-
Oreo?
So-
Yeah, what did Oreo do?
Oreo, the company, did a whole commercial where, you know, the intro of Game of Thrones and like all the castles are being built
Yeah,
and shit.
it's basically like you're flying through a game of Risk.
It's that.
Oh, yes.
And they recreated the whole thing using Oreos.
No fuck way. Oh my god.
The whole thing recreated with Oreos. And then they sold limited edition boxes or bags or however the fuck their packaging is of Oreos, but it's Game of Thrones.
Wow.
So all the packages are like matte black with like Game of Thrones, and I think all like there's the Oreos, instead of having like Oreo on the actual cookie, it's like the house flags or whatever.
Lannister.
Oh, how
and
cool.
people
Dang.
are spending so
So
much
much money.
fucking money
Yeah.
on these cookies, and it's like, hey man, those expire.
Well, do
Not
they?
in my house.
No,
not
here's
in my
my-
I
house.
don't think they do.
I eat them all in
They
one sitting.
don't. You buy them.
Well, you don't eat them, dude.
Hard
You
as
hold
the
on to
Them,
them,
man. You
Right.
save them.
Well, we had this couple come in to my job, and they were coming to get something to eat, and they were like, "Hey, man, I know this is weird, but can we bring like these bags of Oreos that we bought at Target in here, because we don't want them to get hot in the car?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." They bring in like bags of Oreos,
Like
and
bags of bags of Oreos?
like bags,
Like a
of bags
hoarder.
of, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Whoa, what are you doing with those?" And they were like,
Hold on, wait. Like a Hodor.
So I asked what they were doing with those, and they were like, "Do you like Game of Thrones?" And again, I was like, "Well, I read the books."
The books.
Yeah. And then they scoffed at me, and then they were like, "No, but for real." And then they took out
do you
a
have the
bag.
Oreos?
Right. They took out the bag of Game of Thrones Oreos, and me, I'm like, "Cool, that's pretty neat." And they were like, "You know how much these are selling for on Amazon right now?" And I was like, "No telling."
$3.29.
Fucking, there's like they showed me someone bought a bag of these in like Australia for $60.
Holy.
Well, here's the thing, man.
guacamole.
People
Yeah.
will pay for anything, and the longer you keep it, like the shit that when I was a kid was valueless, like an original Ecto Cooler, right?
Comic
Now-
books,
yeah.
baseball cards,
Yeah.
etc.
Beanie Babies.
Beanie. Oh
Yo.
my God, Beanie Babies.
Hey.
That was the worst.
All
Yeah.
the values right here.
Right here.
Right in the old heart.
I'm not
Yeah.
getting rid of them.
Nobody's comes between me and my beanies.
Plus, at a young age, I ripped the tags off.
Nostalgia is profitable. You just have to have the patience to wait for that nostalgia to be profitable.
Yes,
Well, see, the thing about these fucking cookies is they're selling out so fast that there's not even a point. There's not even like remember those cookies? I wish I could have some of those cookies. It's like someone's like, oh, dude, that'd be cool to get like a bag of those or whatever. And then they show up to the nearest Target. It's like, oh, those sold out in 5 seconds. Now, if you want them, you have to go buy them from like a person.
That is
like
exactly
black market.
how
Yeah.
Supreme's business model works.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
It's a fucking t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's a t-shirt with one color on a logo,
that
which
they stole.
I get it.
Yeah.
Who'd they steal it from?
They like took that entire marketing campaign from a woman who she's an artist and she was like anti-advertising.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Warhol has also been said to have
Been taken. She
doing
has
this
like a
business
really
model here.
ridiculously funny quote about them where she kind of they're like, what do you think about Supreme? Because she couldn't like do anything about it. And she was like, that is just like the biggest clusterfuck of a company.
It's like, well, it's literally like them taking things that like designs that already exist and then rebranding them, and then
Selling one
there's
of
so
them.
much hype behind them because the guy, I can't remember his name, that started it, saw that skate kids were wearing like all these different types of styles of clothing, like mixing it up. So he was like, I'm gonna nail it hard just with the one thing. And then I don't know, and now the history behind it gives it all this hype, and so people just buy it.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, now I'm going to sell it for, it doesn't double, it doesn't triple, it does some crazy like quadruple, flipple.
The fact that now there's
thing.
like Supreme Vans that it's just a pair of Vans and then it just says Supreme in the red block, like fucking $800, dude. Like, what the fuck?
Didn't he too? He like sold the, I mean, I might be misquoting that, but he had like sold the company or something too. So it's not even like the original Supreme Overlords.
Yeah. Oh no, I can't remember.
Speaking of
Probably.
Back to Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So speaking of, I saw the post and my initial reaction was just like, oh, if that's life, get one.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And here's the deal. Like, I don't want to be the kind of guy that yucks somebody's yum. If you like something, you like it.
Yeah,
I like a lot of nerdy shit. I like a lot of shit that other people don't like. Limp Bizkit, for example.
Oh, man.
Love them. Sorry, lost you. Love them.
Love them.
Didn't lose me.
But
Or Meg.
We love
you were a
a good,
biscuit head.
yeah.
But I saw that and I was just like, man, I think the Game of Thrones is one of those things where the hype and the fans kind of ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Man, but I think that that's kind of the best thing, and really why I even started watching it, because I didn't start until like last year, and I had a friend and she was like, well, you gotta. So we like sat down, we got together, and we still do this every Tuesday is like my day to go and hang out with her, and we watch some show I've never seen because like I'm very out of touch with things.
Sure.
And now like at the bar, I bought like a super secret Game of Thrones beer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's stylized after Cersei, so it's a sour blonde, which I thought was just like freaking awesome.
That's
and
awesome.
So good.
Yeah.
And then like I like won't say that we're showing it on Sundays because it's
Bitch, you
illegal.
just did.
But yeah, then we come up with all these like theories for it. Like the fact that people come into, I guess too, like that bar in particular, it's like I can sit there and like not have an everyday conversation. I'm not having small talk anymore. I'm like, so do you think that Samwell is going to kill everybody?
But that's the beauty. That's the beauty, the sense of community.
That's what I was gonna say. Is
But
like,
just the random things that like my whole feed Sunday night was just all of that.
All of it. Yeah.
And you know, again, if you like the show, that's great. But here's the thing. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's a TV show.
You know what?
Yeah,
it's
true.
really
television
crazy.
show.
Funny is that's what this episode's about too.
They have TVs?
No, like we're talking about Game of Thrones right now.
Right.
Oh, God. And don't think it's not going in the hashtags. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Marketing 101.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So like,
use it.
I made a post on Facebook because I'm a fucking dad.
Uh-huh.
I put, just watched my first full episode of Game of Thrones. I don't get it. And that's it. And it was just started this whole fucking firestorm of
It
like
has over 40 comments.
I'm like, dude, I wasn't trying to be dick. I'm just saying, I just don't get it. Well, you can't just judge it for one episode. I know. I'm
Yeah.
saying,
I
If
think
you
it's
never
don't
been a fantasy
get it,
guy.
You don't
if you
got
don't
it.
get hooked on one episode,
Yeah.
you can judge it on one episode. Because if
Yeah.
it doesn't hook you, then what's the fucking point?
Nothing hooked me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not going to watch 7 seasons
Yeah.
of this show that you couldn't hook me with one episode.
Here's what you want to do. You want to watch season 1, skip season 2, watch season 3, then go
Right.
back and
No.
watch season 2 because then
Nutty.
you're fucking getting on.
That kind of
Is
shit.
that a thing?
No.
That's
I
like,
mean,
like,
yeah, people say that.
Okay,
Oh
shows
my
that
God.
But I would never.
I do watch show. Like I watch Barry because it's funny. It's
Yeah.
10
Oh, I wanna
episodes a
watch that
season.
so bad.
That's it.
Yeah, nailed it.
Westworld
Man.
was way into Westworld, and I kind of got in. I'm like, I'll watch the new one when it comes out, but I don't really get invited. I've never seen a single episode of The Wire. Never seen Breaking Bad. I never really watched Lost. I've never been like a show guy.
You
Yeah.
need to jump into The Act on Hulu.
I've been wanting to because
With
the real
Dee Dee
story
and
of that
Gypsy.
is fucking.
ew, it's
Ugh.
crazy.
It's a visual mentical.
I like
It's
that.
a
I like that
visual
word.
mental spectacle is what I was going to say.
Mystical.
It's a mentical. That's the thing. It's a mental spectacle. I like
Yeah.
it.
Man, too, I was going to say, like, I know I saw you at the Death Cab show.
Uh-huh.
And I had a friend that we, like, just go to concerts together. And he had never really listened to them. We did, like, a death trade. So I went to Death Grips with him. And then he went to Death Cab with me.
Very different.
Well, death swap.
Very different. Yeah, an old death swap. But he, like, when I was describing it to him, he was like, well, are they just like this old emo band or whatever? And I was like, okay, so what you got to do is listen to this album and then listen to Narrow Stairs.
Yeah.
And then wrap it back around and listen to this one. And then, so I did, I gave him the what for, the what has
you
it.
gotta, sometimes
on
you gotta map
music.
it out like that. Like, because if you tell friends like there's a show that I want you to go to, and they go to listen to the band, they'll listen to the newest thing. Like, no, never listen to the new album.
No,
And as a person who loves to force music on other people,
always.
usually via YouTube,
Yes.
it's so crucial what you start with.
Oh, yeah.
Because, any
You wanna
band.
hook 'em. You gotta hook 'em.
Exactly. And
Yes.
any band, I mean, there's some stinkers out there.
Right.
Any
yeah.
band has some stinkers in the old back catalog. So when I sit somebody down and I show them Limp Bizkit, I show them System of a Down, I show them Saliva,
Yeah.
all the classics. You gotta pick the right song.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
But I think I'm good at it.
If you're gonna try and get somebody to listen to Genesis, you're not gonna start with the first record.
You're going to start with That's All.
Yeah, like you can't start with the first record because it's just like you don't know
Yeah.
if they're gonna be into prog rock, and a lot of the time they're not.
I would say
A
most
majority of the time.
Right.
Right.
Almost all the time.
Yeah,
I have,
They're not.
if you like play That's All repetitively throughout somebody's life and their friendship with you, at some point they
Yeah.
will like Genesis, and she is proof of that in my
Yeah.
life.
Well, I had heard of Genesis before you,
Yeah, but I love me some Phil
but
Collins.
yeah, you make it special.
Have you seen
I want to kiss him on the forehead.
Are you gonna say that
God.
fucking Live Aid performance?
the Live Aid? I don't know if
I
it's
have not
Live
seen
Aid.
it.
There's a Genesis performance of In the Air Tonight, which is a Phil Collins song,
Yeah.
Right.
but it's with Genesis, and they're playing to this sea of people.
Is he
Sea
doing
of people.
drums?
He drums at the end.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
and he's got the headset mic on, and he comes out, and they're playing in the middle of the day. Kate and I, we overspiced one day,
I love that term.
and I for some reason I played it on YouTube for no reason. I want to watch this. Okay, let's give it a shot. And we sat there for the entire 6.5 minutes, just in awe of the power of Philly C and the boys.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Now,
He-
do you find him sexy
the boys.
I think
in a way? Because I do.
I think that yes, absolutely. Well, there's just something about him. He like is very like honest too. Like I've heard a lot of interviews and he's like, yeah, like, oh God, I can't remember what album it was, but it was right after he had gone through a divorce. And he like just like laid it out there and like did it in a very like relatable way. And I don't think that a lot of people, if you do write a hit song, it's got to be one that like people relate to.
Yeah.
It's easy, it's simple. His words have always been like that. I think he's
Yeah.
like a wonderful lyricist, and then he's a drummer, and then he's a singer, and like
He's incredible.
I mean,
Yeah.
I 100% agree. I think I can't dance, I can't sing. truer words than ever been spoken.
Right.
Oh,
It's a good fucking song, though, dude.
It's a great song.
It's a great
I
song.
remember being a kid
man,
and like
it's
watching
so
that video
good.
and loving that video.
Oh, yeah. The little like walk
Yeah.
they do, you know?
Yeah.
There's a
And
live
it's-
version of that, too. Hey, I got you.
It's
Oh, yeah, I have got to
it's
see
the
it.
auxiliary like sounds in the back that
Yeah.
like all those
Yes.
like, what the fuck is that shit?
What was
Yeah.
he doing too? Like was that before they had the technology to just like
No, that was
cue that up? I don't know.
that was on a synth. Their
That was the heyday of,
keyboard player plays on a synth.
That was his
how
only
cool.
job was to hit the...
Yeah. Yeah.
You had one
I'm the bing bonger.
I mean, we I don't know how we started listening to Genesis from the beginning to the end, but I
Well,
know
tell
that
us how we did, though.
a lot of spice. Is that what you're saying? Right
Well,
now?
we
It was a very spicy night.
We spiced, and we were
Here
playing
it comes. Here it comes.
World of Warcraft,
Oh yeah.
like
In the same room.
in the same
A lot.
room.
Like a lot. Like every day.
Yeah,
Like
for
we'd come home from work and log in, log out when it was time to go to bed.
I was gonna say
Together.
this is a D&D table.
we talked. Well, we've yeah.
Bitches have tattoos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We would talk about it at work. We'd talk about
Oh, yeah.
WoW at work, and then we'd come home and play WoW and partake in less spice. And then we just listened to Genesis from like record 1 until.
That's a damn
So-
good
Oh
time.
my
So
God,
Genesis
it's
would be
good.
your background music as you raid.
Yes.
Exactly.
Man.
Nailed it.
100%.
When I was younger, I got a job at GameStop just so I could get Left 4 Dead 2 on
Hell
discount.
yeah. That's
And
what's up. That game rules.
It was at the same time that, oh yeah, it does. I'm like, but I am very obsessed with certain things instead
Yeah.
of being like, I'm not really like, yeah, but
May
So-
I ask you? You said you got a job specifically to get that.
yes,
How long did you work at the job?
I worked there for 3 months.
fucking nailed it.
Through
Yeah.
their holiday
Just
season.
in, out. Yeah.
So I didn't mean to interrupt your
Um,
thing because I've had like
no.
58 jobs. A lot of them just to get discounts. So I was
Yes.
interested.
I want to hear it.
Oh, there's a lot. One day I'm going to bring the list of all of them. We're going to go through them.
That sounds super
It's like
fun.
examples of what you
feel
got.
you.
Yeah.
I'm well on my way.
Yeah.
Oh man, and that was when an installment, of WoW was coming out, and like people would come in there and like they would be buying it, and you don't even have to like have conversation. You're like, do you want to add this or this or this? And they'd be like, I left my wife for this. Like, I have left my
wow.
family. This is all I do.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like,
That's very
oh.
common. I mean, well, not that common, but it's surprisingly.
I've had a couple of
wanna
buddies
buy it
who've
or
lost
not?
their jobs because
Yeah.
of it. Yeah.
Hey, I don't need to know about how you abandoned your kids to play the Burning Crusade. Are you going to give me the money for this?
We all know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell by the way you walk.
Yeah.
Ow, Genesis reference.
Can't wow. We played the shit out of it, and we did this thing called we made up this thing called the challenge. Some friends of mine and I and all of us here, where you pick a band. So let's say Manchester Orchestra. You do the Manchester Orchestra challenge, and you start with the first album, and you listen to every studio album from front to back in order.
Yes.
Without
And you-
skipping a song.
No skipping songs, but you do skip live albums because if you get into like Fish or something,
Or
you're-
like greatest hits or whatever.
you're going to be
Ridiculous.
listening to it until your grandchildren are dead.
Yes.
So yeah,
Also, you have to listen to Fish, so.
could be worse. Saliva challenge. That's
Could
what
it
we're
be
doing
worse?
next.
I don't know.
It's only two
the
albums.
Saliva Challenge.
So yeah, you should try it. The challenge is great. So we did the Genesis challenge while wowing.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
many fucking records.
And
though.
the sky opened up and the 72 virgins came down to us and we both got laid.
I was like, I was scared on the spice at a point in time, like listening to like the early records.
Wait,
Because it was
did-
just like,
Did you guys actually do K2?
no.
Oh, okay.
No, God, no.
No, we're
Just
not
making sure we
monsters.
weren't
Just
actually
crocodile.
That's
Just
ridiculous.
crocodile. No big deal.
Just making sure we weren't actually spicy.
No. But
So we're talking the
Yeah.
same spice?
Yeah.
marijuana
Medicine.
The
Okay.
old spice.
As prescribed.
Old Spice.
as prescribed.
Dude, I got fucked up on Old Spice.
I was rolling. I was rolling deodorant underneath my nose for
Puffing the
hours.
spray on
Yeah,
for
No, you
days.
have to take that spray and all right in the mouth.
yeah. Just I turned it upside down and like huff it. You know, like they do.
Really, really
Huffing Old
explains.
Spice.
Yeah, dude.
I bet somebody does it.
I will
Whippets
say
or
though,
whatever it's called.
I did try spice once.
Me too.
Did you go cuckoo bananas?
Oh,
You say that.
Oh.
That's
I do say
weird.
that.
Dylan says that term.
Yeah.
Put her there.
No, I had a friend. Well, I had a friend of a friend. You know how that goes. Who brought some over
Yeah, it
to
happens.
my friend's house when I was at my friend's house. And he's like, "You want to try this?" And I was like, fuck it, why not?" And I took. He had a big fat joint of it, and I probably took like 4 or 5, rips off of it.
That's too many.
Ribs.
And at first, all good. All
Yeah.
right, okay, this is weird. This is a weird legal, blurred lines legal high.
yeah.
But then about 30 minutes later, I had the worst headache, and it was terrible.
Oh, yeah, it seems like
Never
a dense
again.
product.
Wait, so you
Yeah,
just,
totally.
you didn't get any like weird paranoia or anything?
No, I didn't like chew a face off or anything like that.
A friend of a friend brought it over, and I took
never
It's
I
just a
those
friend.
friends.
It's
I know.
never
I
just
took
one.
like
A real friend.
Yeah.
2 little poofs off of it, and yeah, at first it's like a euphoric kind of like I feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it takes a turn, and I thought everyone in that room was conspiring to murder me.
Oh my god, that's a sharp turn.
And I creeped everyone out, and they're like, "You should probably just lay down." I'm like, "You want me to lay down? Because you're gonna fucking kill me,
You're
man."
gonna fucking put a pillow over my face. Fucking
And
dirt
that's when
naps,
I,
dude.
as soon as that like subsided, went away, like that shit should be illegal.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, this is worse than any other drug I've
Well,
ever
because you
done.
could genetically modify it to a point where it's technically it's not weed and it's not
Yeah.
this or this, but you're basically
Well, it's fucking paprika sprayed with chemicals.
yeah.
That's all it
the
is.
same thing. That's, yeah.
Dude, it's just straight up some garbage that you're
Yeah.
smoking.
Who
not
knows
great.
the variety of things that it could be?
Yeah.
You know, like
Well,
No
what
one.
I heard,
Oregano.
Yeah, it's not regulated by the FDA in any way,
exactly.
shape, or form.
This was probably like 8. This is probably like 8 years ago, and what I heard was, anytime the government would make that certain compound, I guess you'd say, illegal, they would modify it ever so slightly and just add something else.
yeah.
Just throw in another spice.
Just
So-
Let's just mix it up.
Isn't that what making meth is? Like, we gotta get high on something. What do we get high on, man? Like, and you just search it. That's fine. And well, let's take that out. That's not important. Let's just put some yellow 5 in it, and they can't say anything. Like,
Yeah.
dude, that's crackhead mentality. Like,
Yeah,
can you
dude.
not just fucking smoke weed like normal people?
All right, 2 things that reminded me of. Number 1, I'm in 4th grade, riding the bus home from school. I got a Mountain Dew in my hand, and I'm chugging.
yeah.
I'm doing the do.
doing it.
Yeah.
And I
Getting
remember
vertical.
a kid goes, "Hey, you know that has yellow number 5 in it. You know that makes your
Oh,
weenie
yeah.
shrink."
Oh,
And
Your weenie
without
shrink?
the batting of an eye, I go, "It's prescribed."
Because
when I was in 4th grade,
yes.
I had a big old dick, lady.
I always heard that too. With it makes your ball. The one that tossed around our school was it makes your balls shrink.
See, at our school,
Surge though.
it
Did
always
that
has
at
something
my
to do
school.
with your dick. Well, balls, maybe, really. I was told that if you drink a lot of Mountain Dew, your seed no longer works. Which
Get
is
to
great.
drinking.
Yeah,
It's
which
a
is
win-win.
great because there was like
Wait.
one dude in particular at our high school that
babies.
like all he did was drink Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
To the point where he had a Mountain Dew guitar. He painted his guitar.
God, that's good.
Mountain
I've never
Dew.
loved anything.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say he collected so many cans that he sent them in and got the Dew guitar.
Yeah, I wish it was that cool.
no, he did the do.
Yeah.
You guys
No.
remember the Pepsi points they had that shit? That shit was awesome.
Do you remember when? Sorry, you go on.
Oh, no, it's fine. I'm just glad that he drank a lot of Mountain Dew. Because that kid was gross.
Now he's got
Oh, tiny man.
little balls.
No, he's got a super small dick.
Micro penis.
No kids.
It's actually an innie. It's that much dew.
Oh, God.
Isn't
but
it
it's
do like
but
the
it's
highest
real.
caffeinated cola beverage?
Hopefully,
Of your normal run of sodas, not talking your Jolt.
No, I'm talking like your Coke, Pepsi, all that shit.
I think it's pretty
Pretty
high
up
octane.
as the kids call it.
Second
PSA,
thing,
small dicks are important too, and Mountain Dew is indeed bad for you, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Right? Okay.
Man, I get people in all the
Conclusion.
time asking for Mountain Dew.
If you got a tiny, that's
Really?
fine.
Yeah, they're like, "Do you have
Show some
Mountain Dew?" And I'm like,
is Mountain Dew,
No.
but is Dew a
At
southern
the bar
thing?
restaurant. you're
at the bar, I'm like, "What are you gonna?
I don't-
Do you want whiskey and Mountain Dew? What are you trying to ask for here?"
Dew to me
Hold on,
is
real
for the
quick.
land boys.
Okay.
Maker's Mark and Mountain Dew, though,
That's
Is
what it's
it?
originally made for.
it is So good.
That's what it
MDM.
Yeah, Mountain Dew was originally made to
No
be
A.
a mixture with fucking moonshine because you couldn't really drink moonshine by itself because it was basically
So
drinking
you
fucking
needed a hella
gasoline.
sweet
Yeah.
thing.
And
So
it's
they
great
made mine.
because if you have a Mountain Dew in Makers,
Yeah.
your dick shrinks and it doesn't work.
Right.
See,
So
I can't
Which
tell if
is
we like it or we
pineapple
hate it,
juice.
and that's why I kind of like it.
I don't know if it was a regional thing though. Like I feel like Dr. Pepper is kind of maybe more popular in the South or in the Midwest than it is maybe in like, you know, the bi-coastal cities.
Well, and
New
it
York,
also
LA.
it depends on. I mean, sugar water is what we like. Like
Right.
it just is like the brand of sugar water is different within different cultures, even within the same region.
Right.
Yeah.
We're just like little hummingbirds.
Yeah,
How do you-
literally.
How do you
That's
take
sugar
your
water.
tea? Like you go someplace and like they'll
Sweet
have
tea also.
sweet tea at
Unsweet.
McDonald's
all
or
day.
But here's the
whatever.
thing. You can say sweet tea to one. A sweet tea to one person is bland as shit to other people. My mom made this fucking sweetest tea. It was like literally pouring 3 of these into a pitcher and then stirring that shit up.
Sweeter
Like,
than Red Diamond.
way sweeter than Red
Yeah.
Diamond. To the point, Robbie can attest this. When we were kids, my mom would like make the tea, and then by the next day, you pour it. If it's day old tea, that shit is syrup. But there's people who love,
Wow.
especially in the South, they love their super fucking sweet tea.
That's when I get to judging. If I'm like, if I'm in line at Sonic, you know, in the drive-through to like get a drink, and I see somebody get a tea, like even if it's a Route 44,
Yeah.
and I see them get handed like 8 sugar packets or Sweet and Low,
Oh
I was
gosh.
like, oh, that can't taste good.
Yeah.
No.
I'm a square. I like it unsweet, just as God invented it. You know, He intended it to be. Is what I was trying to say. Second thing, quickly, it reminded me of another kid on another school bus who was, he had a cigarette. And, you know, when you were in like junior high, that one cigarette was like, it was like the holy grail. I was like, I got a cig, man. And I remember he goes, yeah, this cigarette's dipped in embalming fluid.
What the? What?
Nope.
How did he
No, it's not.
escalate to there?
Maybe it was
Immediately.
dude.
No.
I don't know.
No, it's not.
Where
I'm
did
pretty
he
sure.
get embalming
Dude,
fluid?
it was Choctaw. There was some shit in that cigarette, I
I'm sure
guarantee.
that kid heard that the same chemicals that are in embalming fluid are in cigarettes, and then he was like, "It's dipped in." No, dude.
Bingo.
Or somebody
You
put it on
can't
their
just
butt and they were
find
like,
it.
yeah, smoke it.
I've heard that too. Like this cigarette dipped in LSD, man. Like,
Yeah.
is it?
You're
Then why are you taking
you're in
drags
middle
off of it
school.
like you're fucking just hanging out? It's like,
Where do you want this to go?
yeah, we'll get fucked up. I'm 13. Like,
I can do whatever I want.
I know all about life. I smoke LSD cigarettes. You're gonna grow up into nothing.
You're going to be the next Charles Manson.
yeah, dude.
Kickball court.
Congrats.
Congrats, right?
yeah.
So do y'all like drugs?
Gosh. Yeah.
Yes.
Medicine. I like medicine.
My new.
A
Yeah.
little bit of medicine.
If we're
here and there.
talking alt medicine, I love of the shrooms.
Alt
Okay.
medicine. I like that.
I love shrooms too.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll never touch
Shrooms.
shrooms again.
What about?
I'm done. I'm done with shrooms.
I've done it.
Write that down. I'm done.
I'll do
done.
them. I'll do them again.
Check.
I'll definitely do
I'm
them
not
again.
ready for them at this moment. You know, it's kind of like when it's time, but yeah, they're good. What about that hallucinogen that they get off of the toad's back in like South America?
Isn't that supposed to kill you? That's poison, right?
Is it?
It's a major.
everything poison?
It's a major trip.
Toad licking?
You need a shaman for that.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
That sounds like a lot of work.
I did the shrooms a few times, more than a handful when I was younger. And then I got to a point in life where I was like,
Nope.
I don't think I can handle this anymore.
It's
I
too
just-
wavy.
It's wavy and like I never had a bad experience,
No.
but I had like mini-sodes in that experience. I'm like feeling fucking great, and the next thing I'm like barfing my guts out. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm never doing this again. And then 30 minutes later, you're like, woo, party.
And
I
you're
lost-
sinking in quicksand.
Yeah.
I lost all concept of time last time I did it. It was like insane because you just keep doing it. I'm just gonna eat more and more and more and more. It's like the eating edibles thing. It's like you take it and you're like, oh, I don't feel anything, so you do it again, and
I guess that's
an
why
hour later you are melting into a wall.
I've never
Yeah.
had a bad trip. Knock on some whatever wood.
Oh, this is wood. You're good.
tight.
This is what-
But I don't ever like. I'm not ever like, yum, 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 like keep taking it. I'm very like, I'm gonna do a hit. Oh, okay, I had a hit last week whenever I was being crazy, so I'll take 2 hits this week so I could feel it, and that's like the most I ever really did of acid is what I was talking about. But shrooms,
acid is a whole nother.
Yeah, no. But shrooms, I've only ever had them in like the most pure experiences, like the Omniplex, music festivals. Like the first time I ever had it was in a smoothie, and so like, and I usually. Like I was introduced to shrooms kind of late in life when I was on my like Weezy Juice kick, so I would always have fruit with it, and I feel like when you're thinking of like the earth and what have you, if you're connecting in a certain way
with nature,
it can be real nice.
Yeah. But
music or whatever.
But you said Omniplex. Like normally you want to be like out away from nature. You want to be in nature, not like in a bunch of people surrounded by children.
No, I think that was acid.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I took acid and went to the Science Museum in Chicago.
Or going to like the,
I went to shroom. Yep.
What was that? What's that thing called? The stars, the planetarium.
Oh yeah,
that would be fucking fun.
Oh yeah, the movies are where
I feel
it's
like
at.
that would fuck me up.
Yeah.
If like I'm on shrooms and then I'm in a room that's just like, look at space. I would be like, no, I need to go anywhere
just look at space.
else.
It's lay back and
Look at
feel
the
like you
ground.
are in fucking space.
That's what I'm talking about. Nope.
Yeah.
The good thing about it is you
I'd just
can
be like,
leave
I can't
the room.
breathe.
That's true. You can always leave. You can always be like, fuck this.
Yeah.
When
And
we
go,
when we were at that Science Museum, they had an exhibit that. So first of all, my friend like had taken it, and she was like, "Oh, I need you," and I was like, "Fuck, okay." So here we go. And we're like coming up. I would say we're just getting to like this like peaking point on it, and there's this black room, and it has little like the inside of the womb of pregnancies on the wall.
Ooh.
And like we were like, we gotta go and see it, right? So we like go into this room. There's lots of children around and stuff too, so same thing. And we're like, this is actually really cool. I'm happy you made me do this,
Mm-hmm.
And then this kid comes in about like 16, and he was like, aborted baby, aborted baby, aborted baby, and like pointing out everything. And we are fucking cracking up. And there's a very large group of disappointed like dads staring at us.
Oh my god!
And we are too old to be laughing at this kid's jokes, but we can't stop. Like,
hey man, good joke's a good joke.
Yeah.
Right? And then we kept being like, "Where's our tour guide?"
He's hiding somewhere.
At the zoo on acid, I was like crying at a baby elephant roaring, and then I was watching the okapi,
What? It was
and they were mating. They were mating hard. And
Okapi.
the moms were like
Bone zone.
pushing their strollers like really fast, like past it. And I was so livid about that because I was like, this is nature.
No. I can totally see people like cry like,
Stop that
"What are
stroller.
this is natural. How do you think they got here? Let them see it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't
Let
shield
the
your
okapi
children
teach
from
them.
Yes,
Shelter your kids from this beautifulness.
I would just be like, they're fucking.
And it's beautiful. Filming it, Instagram story. Circle of life.
I did my shrooms in embalming fluid.
Ooh.
It's pretty metal, dude.
Yeah.
That's
You
how you got
would
so
go
cool.
straight to the
But that
underworld with
kid
that.
really influenced you with the cigarette back in the day.
That's
Oh yeah, I
crazy.
started smoking immediately.
You started smoking. You started dipping things in embalming fluid.
Okay, so how where did you guys grow up? Like, are you guys from Oklahoma, all born bred?
I'm from. Well, she's from a small town too. I'm
Well,
from
Bethany, Yukon, Oklahoma
You guys
City.
are from this neighborhood.
This whole thing, yeah.
I'm
mhm,
from Shawnee. I went to school at Dale. I like lived in Meeker. Shawnee is more of like it's like the bigger city, I guess, in comparison to those two. So at Dale, we would run around the neighborhood because it was exactly 1 mile around for gym class.
Okay.
Nice.
Perfect square.
Right.
So do you guys have any did you have a creepo on your bus trying to get you to smoke cigarettes, or was that a...
Man, I had only older sisters. So one of them in particular was the creepo on the bus, like
Okay.
influencing people. And like at some point she just
Hashtag
started
influencers.
right. But yeah, she started like driving and stuff, and I was like, "Can I please ride the bus? Like, I don't want to show up late. Like, I don't know what she's gonna offer me. No, but yeah,
I didn't partake of like anything until literally I was 21. I was like, all right, it's time, because I grew up in like a Christian household and felt like I don't know. I tell myself I'm a late bloomer, but it's cool. But like, yeah, the worst that ever happened was that I got told that Santa Claus wasn't real.
How
on the bus,
dude, the bus. But after that, it was like a fly to honey or whatever. Flies like trash.
A fly
Anyway.
to
honey.
What's the phrase?
a pig
it is
in
a
shit.
fly to honey. You attract more flies with honey.
But
than
the
you
bus
do
was where I
vinegar.
learned things, is what I'm trying to say.
There you go.
Oh, I overhearing and like, because my parents told me, like a version of it all.
Right.
So I had to get that real on the bus.
Yeah, I feel like that's where
No drugs.
I got all my like birds and bees talking shit from friends. Like anything that you're supposed to learn from your parents, it's all, and you got to piece it together from people. So it's it's never the whole truth,
Right.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
but it's always like, hey, did you hear Tommy hooked up with Tabitha the dance last weekend? What do you mean hooked up?
Tabitha?
Oh, Tabitha. Apparently I went to school in New Jersey.
Speaking of, there was a time on the school bus. I'm a little nerd, and so I went to school at a very small school in Choctaw, and it was kindergarten through 12th grade.
Wow. Yeah.
That's how you
all
know
on the
it's small.
same bus.
That's not right.
all in the
too.
same building. And there was this metal kid, like your classic Hesher, like Anthrax t-shirt, mullet, crustache, and his name was Sean Vandiver, which that's the perfect.
Great name for this
That
guy.
is a really
Hesher name.
sophisticated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had this girlfriend, and her name was Crystal. I don't remember her last name. Meth. They were in the back of the bus, and they would
unlikely
make
pair.
out every day, and they would put on a little show for all the kids.
Yo.
And I remember running to the front of the bus with tears in my eyes, and I was going, "They're having sex!" Full blown rat.
Fucking narc.
Yeah. He was under the bra, but they were not fornicating.
Little back of the bus
You knew.
boobs, man.
Yeah.
Your friends had taught you.
I
You
did
knew
see-
what was going to happen next.
I did see my first set of tits on the bus.
Dang.
A full set, not just one.
No,
This
there's
is a crazy bus.
Dude.
party bus.
Yo.
It was another girl named Crystal, oddly enough.
Well,
And she
With a K.
no, get this, man. There was a car that would follow our bus every day.
Weird.
And it was this creepy old dude.
Weird.
And every day he would
wow.
follow the bus, and we would hold
We're just
up
waiting for
signs.
one of the kids to fall out.
Oh yeah, dude. We would hold up signs like
Look for a
straggler,
straggler.
honk or wave, Well, one day he held up a sign and it said, "Show me your tits."
no, he freaking didn't.
Not kidding. And Crystal turned around and
Crystal,
obliged.
no.
And that was the first boobs I ever saw that a 13-year-old girl was flashing a 45-year-old man on the bus.
Oh my God, that's
Wow.
devastating.
That's dark.
I went through a lot on that bus.
The thing is, she was
Oh.
probably like, I'm fucking badass
Oh,
for
yeah.
this right now.
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
And she was probably.
There's a very
but
dark
it was
and light
such a
there.
fucked up situation.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a young man. Looking at her boobs is not illegal because you're a young man.
Right.
So to you, that was like a holy shit.
That was like somebody
Whoa,
opening up
I
a
have
treasure
been
chest for
granted.
you.
The other
You're just
side
like,
is a
what?
fucking HBO fucking dark ass movie about
Yeah,
some
dude.
creep who's stalking
Yeah.
a fucking bus.
Yeah.
He
Just
looked
trying
like
to catch a
Robin
nip.
Williams in 1 Hour Photo.
Oh.
That's what he
No.
looked like. Yeah. He
Oh
was.
God, it got
Well,
worse.
The the only
got
part of that
worse.
movie that's like
Dude.
hella alarming is whenever he has those dreams.
Refresh me.
So like he just is like covered in blood and like being really psychotic, and it's like it just I don't know.
Doesn't
But
it
the rest
take-
of it, he's just a creep.
It's
Yeah.
been such a long time since I've seen that movie. But when I saw
We
it,
have
I
it
was
on
really
VHS.
young, and I was
It's-
like, "Oh, this is gross.
Yeah.
Why
Didn't
is
he-
Robin Williams being this person?"
Didn't he take
Yeah,
a
it's
shit
scary.
in their
Yeah.
bathroom
Yeah.
in one point in the movie? Like he took a shit in the guy's bathroom,
Yeah. He
like,
also
in a way to be close to the family or something
he
like
made
that.
doubles of their photos and framed them and put them in his house. Like that shit's fucking.
He
creepy.
also
Yeah.
followed the husband of the woman he was obsessed with to his mistress and his like hotel room and
To
like
take pictures,
made
right?
and like made them do things so that
Yeah.
he could take pictures. Like he went he went off the deep end.
That movie's dark. It's been a while since I've seen
Time
that
for
film.
a rewatch.
So a bit of a rewatch.
Yeah.
Game
was
of
like-
Thrones. Step aside. 1 hour.
Fucking 1 hour photo.
Robin
back.
Williams in 1 Hour Photo is the same like sort of concept is Jim Carrey and the Majestic. Like, I don't know if y'all ever even watched that.
No.
Jim Carrey.
Really
Is that the one where he,
slow
like,
movie, but
Gets like his car drives off of a bridge or some shit.
yeah,
He has a
maybe
neat-
maybe it's good. But like as a kid, I was like, "You're supposed to be Ace Ventura."
Yeah,
Talk with your butt.
Yeah, talk with your butt.
He did a slew of like kind of bad dramas, like Number 23 and
Oh
those kind of
man.
That was about Dr. Pepper, right?
But what is that show that's out right now? Is it on
Michael
Showtime?
Jordan.
Oh, the one that he's supposed to be like a Mr. Rogers type.
That looks really good, and
Yeah.
I've heard it's good.
Yeah, what's it called? Do you remember?
I don't. But I think it's the name of the show that
Yes.
is on.
I believe you're right.
The show is the name of the show on the show.
I want to see that too.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big TV guy. Like I don't have, it's hard for me to sit still. So if I'm watching something, I'm usually doing something else.
Yeah.
So that's why I watch a lot of basketball, because I can watch basketball, but like work on something at the same time because you can listen to it.
Yeah, there's some guy telling you the play-by-play.
Here's
it's
how
really
I
hard to get
feel.
into that.
I like to plug in and see what it's about at least. But yeah, I'll sometimes be like designing a website and like listening to or watching the act like I was talking about, but knowing fully that I will go back and watch that and it will be like a brand new time.
Right.
Nice.
You're,
You know?
you're experiencing it all over again.
Yeah, because there will literally be pieces of it that I did not see. And then, there, you always notice things a second for this,
Sure.
no matter if you watch it straight
Man.
through or not.
I am and always have been a TV guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I like no shame. We would watch still watch shitty reality TV.
Oh, yeah.
Like I will like. I don't know. That's like something like.
Mom, please.
Okay.
Do one more.
So growing up in what town did you say it was called?
Well, Dale Meekerish.
Dale
Shawnee.
Meeker. What was your like go to? I have to fucking watch this show when you're a kid. Like, what was your like favorite show?
So I think that this like, I think we talked about this on the TV episode. Crap, there were a lot to choose from, but we watched SpongeBob a ton. But my parents would watch Judge Judy, and then right after that would be like the animation block. So we did watch.
This is you're talking about daytime.
Yeah, well, so
Or
that
Saturday.
Judge Judy came on at like 4, and then we would wait for them to finish that, and then we would go in there and watch. It would be like The Simpsons, King of the Hill, The
Okay.
Simpsons, and then like something else.
So
Like,
you were a Fox family apparently.
we were a Fox
Yeah, Fox
family.
family. Gotta
Oh
watch your Fox.
man, yeah, we watched them a lot of Mad TV and stuff too. I mean, like,
Yeah.
we'll go back and watch that stuff now, and it's like still funny. I don't know, but
Hold up.
So you were a Fox kid. So did you watch the Fox Kids Countdown Saturday mornings on Fox?
no.
Eek the
I don't
Cat,
know
Terrible
why.
Thunder Lizards, X-Men? No?
No.
We're showing our age here, I think.
Well, she said, okay.
We're
Fox,
old.
I don't know why
She
it
said
was
Mad
always
TV. I
like...
figured.
True.
But she
Yeah.
might be talking like newer Mad TV, like post-Sasso. That's how you call it. It's post-Sasso.
It would have been. I like remember some of them. I do remember we did watch it up into like Key and Peele being on it and stuff. So it was newer, you know.
Newer.
Yeah.
Okay.
But-
All right.
So we wanted to kind of wrap up the show with maybe a little collaboration. Maybe bring a little of your style in our style and interweave them.
Okay.
So if it's okay, Josh, could you go ahead and get your timer ready, please? I want to just throw out a couple words, and I'd like for y'all to riff on it for 1 minute. Okay?
Oh.
Are you ready?
Okay.
A couple.
Let me know
words.
when you're ready, Josh. And make a funny sound when a minute hits, okay?
Okay. So I do 1 minute. Okay. This is my first time using my timer. Okay. And
No fun.
go.
The TikTok app.
Farts.
TikToks. So is this about what the hell is it about? You keeping time?
What is a
Are
TikTok
we
app?
racing?
Are we not familiar
Are we
with
waking
TikTok?
up?
I thought you were like, you guys were young.
No,
I don't know
like
anything.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh. No, this is the young ones, younger than and my age, I guess. But you just make like a clip where you're like lip syncing and like dancing or doing whatever to a song. I
Right.
don't do it.
It's like shitty Vine.
But it's
I
yes,
don't-
exactly.
It is shitty vein. It's.
I don't have
yeah.
any
Should be
social
being-
media
Really?
or any of those. Well, I've deleted them at some point. I can't delete my Instagram. They won't let you do that unless you actually have a computer, which is something I'm working on.
But you have one in your fucking pocket. Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
Like,
but you can't get rid of it on your
That's so
phone.
crazy.
Go get a job at Best Buy for 3 months.
For
and
3 months,
you're
get a
good.
discount
Get that
on like a
discount.
Chromebook.
I'm gonna go now.
She got a Dell.
Oh,
All right,
that's
reset.
magical.
Let's get a reset. We'll try. That was a hard one. That was a toughie.
That was
Okay.
All right. Thoughts on solo dining?
Love it.
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite things to do ever. Solo dining, solo watching TV, solo anything. I like pride myself on working at a bar where you can go in, sit by yourself. I'm not going to judge you. Come and have a corn dog and just like be there, bud.
Dude, that's my favorite thing is going. I saddle up to the bar at the press on Friday, Saturday, probably Sunday, all three. And I have breakfast and I drink a cold brew coffee and I just talk to Ross for however long I want to.
Yes.
And then I leave.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I was scared shitless of eating by myself.
Yeah.
But it's when I started doing that, where I'm like, fuck it, I'll go to a movie by myself. I've done that a couple
I
of times.
love it.
That's
There's
so
something
good.
calming about just being alone amongst strangers.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Like walking the mall by yourself.
So
Why
In
good.
it, but not of it.
I like
I
to
think
do
that was Jesus Christ. That was
I
a
know.
quote.
It absolutely is. Told you I grew up in that
Be
Christian
in it,
home.
but do you have one of those not of this world stickers for your car? Got to get one.
no.
And that's it.
Bing,
All right.
bing, 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 bing.
We got a couple more.
Okay.
Reset. Here we go. Lawn maintenance.
Oh, I like doing yard work.
Went from love to like very quickly.
I love it.
Depends on the time of year.
I had to do it with my mom and my brother one summer. Like we
Ew.
were all making some extra cheddar, just like in the neighborhood, mowing lawns, and it was nice and therapeutic though. Like when you get those lines,
Very cathartic, yeah.
but very hot in the summer.
Yeah. We grew up on land and stuff too, so it was like maintain it. I didn't have brothers or anything, so it was like get your butt out there and do it. And if I drove the lawnmower into like weird water,
Riding mower. So there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Now I don't have to do it because my landlord has a person that does it for me. Like I really don't
Oh,
worry about the
really?
lawn. I have amazing landlords.
damn, my landlord won't come and check out the leak that's gonna break
I
out
know.
the ceiling.
I'm really lucky.
I have black mold.
I'm dying. It's not gonna happen.
I do have to pull those nasty like thorned bushes out of my front yard by myself. My
Yeah.
brother was like, pour a cup of gasoline on.
Oh my
Whoa.
god!
I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
Is your
That's a-
brother the
that's
guy
a
who
Fight
gave
Club
him the
shit.
cigarette with embalming
I was
fluid?
like, I know gasoline came from the land, but I don't know.
I mean,
he
it'll
been to
kill
Notre
that, but
Dame
it'll
lately?
also kill just the grass
Right.
around it too.
And it
I
kills
know.
everything.
He said put something around it to I don't know, extensive plan.
Okay, last one. Reset, please.
Hold on, wait. Ask and I'll start.
What are your thoughts on quilts and quilting?
Oh, it's been in my family for
Robbie, you just won't let it go.
generations. I have hella quilts that my nanas and their nanas have made. And then I made a quilt, a t-shirt quilt in school. I think they're important and like of tradition. You know what I mean?
Yeah, put a quilt on top of any blanket you have on your bed, and you'll be hella warm.
Oh, yeah.
They're like insulated, and
Here's-
sewed and labored after.
Hot tip. The t-shirt quilt thing is really nice. Like they're easy to make if you have like someone who sews or like if you want to get it made or I'll make it for you. Hire me.
Or join
But
a
like
club.
if you have a bunch of t-shirts that you don't wear anymore, don't fit, you know, like you can get like 9 t-shirts in a whole quilt. And then you can design the fabric that goes around it and stuff. And then you can wrap up with your memories at night and keep warm with them.
So Robbie's been talking about wanting to get into quilting.
You should.
And I told
I
him
think
he
I'd
should
be a pretty hot quilter.
You'd be like,
you
you
know,
would be
like,
warm underneath
the bar
it.
is set low, I think. on
And I told him
stuffy
Is that a
he should
quilters.
sweatshop
start with the
joke?
t-shirt quilt because he's got a shit ton of
So
old band
many
t-shirts that he
t-shirts.
doesn't wear anymore. They're just around. He's not going to do anything with them.
Yeah.
So cut them up, my wife's made one. They're kind of cool and it's kind of a historical timeline. I guess what do you call that? A time capsule of who you once were.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, and like we talked about before, like a cringe quilt, like, but
The
there-
quilt
there-
of shame.
yeah, there might be some things on you're like, maybe don't put that one on there. Maybe don't put that hot heat t-shirt on there.
I was thinking the exact same band.
Really?
Dude.
What was their hit?
They were consistently inconsistent.
That
Wait,
one.
guys singing the same exact song and everything. Jesus.
That was the hit.
That was the hit.
That's the one. All right, ladies. Thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you for having
Any
us.
closing thoughts? I've been trying to throw it around at the end of the show, just if anybody wants to wrap up, plugs, anything. The floor is yours.
Well, if you guys want to check out Whatsis, I guess do it.
Yep. We're on
Nice.
at Whatsis.podcast on Instagram and at Whatsis What on Twitter. Also, I would like to say, just talk about STDs out there, folks, right? Like, have a conversation with your lover.
Nice.
I'm serious. Y'all got a better platform than us, and this is something that needs to be said. Like,
And
Are you talking full
I'm
disclosure,
talking
just transparency?
like just transparency. We're talking talk about that shit. It's not hard.
also, thank you
That's
guys.
Hey, yeah.
Hold on, wait.
For having
Why
us.
you say because you said that people don't talk about it
Yeah.
at all.
That's what I'm
I'm a
saying.
37-year-old man. I've been fucking since I was 18. Lost my virginity on my 18th birthday, but I've never had a single person ask me, "Are you clean?" You know,
Yeah.
it's never been a
Dude.
conversation, and it should be.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what?
I
take it
can't
back.
not ask.
I lived
Yeah, right?
when I
Dude.
lived in Dallas. A girl, I started talking to this girl, and she was a really cute but like studious kind of a lady, and we're making out, and she straight up just bluntly asked me, "Have you been tested?"
Yo.
And I said, "Been a while, but yeah." And she said, "We cannot go any further unless we go get tested." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Did you do
and
it?
that's the
I did.
way that
Was it worth it?
should be.
But we didn't. We ended up not even having sex.
Annoying.
Yeah.
But I
Did
mean,
the test
hey,
come back
Getting
wrong?
tested for STDs,
Right.
no. Getting tested for STDs isn't exactly panty dropper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's
I know,
important.
when you
but
get
it's
that clean
important.
bill of health, I
Well,
feel
like I
like it'd be
said-
like, oh yeah.
Yeah, at the time, I was like, I was kind of like a punky, kind of like just gross looking dude, and I
Right.
had a shitty job, but she was like super smart, and lived with all these like super smart artsy dudes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it just wasn't gelling anyway.
Yeah.
But hey, I got a STD test out of it.
yeah.
Well,
that?
and you know, if you don't bring it up, bring a condom.
Right.
If you don't bring it up,
When you, because
wrap
like you
it up.
say, you say
don't bring
it's
it
not
up,
a
wrap
panty
it up.
dropper.
Yes.
I beg to differ with the bringing it up. Like I think that's hot. But also, like if you just show up with a condom, it's like, hey, you give a shit.
if you don't
Oh
bring it
yeah,
up,
wear a condom, obviously.
Right.
Why would you not? I mean, I get that it doesn't feel good. Yeah, you know what else doesn't feel good, dude? Fucking herpes. You know what else
Yeah.
doesn't feel good, dude? Chlamydia.
incurable gonorrhea
Well, and
that's going around.
the main reason I said that is because for some reason there's been like a spike in like AIDS and HIV and AIDS, and like
Yeah.
Oklahoma is a targeted situation, and they're trying to kill the stigma because they feel like that's like one of the reason, you know, that it, you know, if you don't talk about it, you don't know, and then you just
That's
pass that shit
very
because you know
true.
condoms aren't always there.
No, they're not.
Here to tell you.
They're not. Sometimes they don't fit.
Too big?
It just slides right off.
And that's our show, right?
Like a wet sock.
Yeah, it's like a tube sock that lost all of its, juice. You're just meh, meh.
It's like a Tic Tac in a Walmart bag. Meg, Chris.
Nice.
Thank you, ladies, so much for coming on. It's been a
Yeah,
pleasure.
thank you.
And we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.